I just came back from a 𝐓𝐞𝐜𝐡 event in Paris and I had such an amazing time. I met so many interesting people, saw some really incredible technology, and got a chance to talk to founders, developers, recruiters, and just people who are building so many cool things. And every time I attend an event like this, it always reminds me how important networking is for all of us. Because a lot of opportunities in life come through people, jobs, business opportunities, mentors, and sometimes the one conversation you almost didn't have can change your whole life. So here are some tips to make the best out of any networking event. First, stop trying to impress people. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes I see people make. So many people walk into a networking event and trying to impress everybody. They're trying to sound smart. They're trying to prove themselves, trying to show everyone how much they know. So instead of doing that, try to be curious. Ask good questions. Because most people love talking about what they're working on. And believe me, you'll learn far more if you listen instead of talk. Second, don't focus on meeting everyone. Instead, focus on having a few meaningful conversations. I see a lot of people treating networking events like speed dating, like it's a numbers game. They try to speak to everyone. I would rather have 3 or 4 meaningful conversations where both people actually end up remembering each other afterward. I've learned this a hard way. Quality beats quantity every time. Third, follow up. This is where most people fail. You have a couple of great conversations, you give and receive business cards, you exchange your LinkedIn profiles, and then nothing. The conversation dies immediately. You need to follow up. Send a message. Mention something you talked about. Try to stay in touch. Many people don't understand that these relationships are built after the event, not during. Next, find a way to be remembered. Think about something that not a lot of people are doing. For example, I'll give you a little story time about me. When I graduated college, I attended so many networking events, specifically for job seekers. So since I have a business background, I prepared for these events as a business, because on these events you have to sell yourself. So what most people do, I hope all people do when they attend these events, they print the copy of their resume. I did that, of course, but I also made a bunch of business cards. It had my name, it had my contact information, and a QR code. And if you scan that QR code, you have a digital copy of my resume, you have my LinkedIn profile, you have my portfolio, you have some other links. So now a recruiter or a HR person doesn't just have your resume, they have your whole package. And something that I noticed, that I was one of the few people that actually had something like that. Because I know that students don't really think like a business. They just think, okay, I need to give my resume to a recruiter and hopefully they'll call me. But every single person does that. So I actually found a way to stand out. And I attended quite a few events where nobody had business cards. And recruiters and HR people were actually impressed. They were like, oh my God, you have a business card with all your information. Not a lot of people do that. And they actually take that business card and put it in their wallet instead of putting it in the pile with everybody else. I had a lot of calls. And needless to say, it took me less than 2 months or 3 months to find a job. So yes, please find a way to be remembered. And finally, please keep in mind that networking is a skill. Nobody is naturally good at it. Well, some people are, but not a lot. And everyone feels awkward. Everyone worries about saying the wrong thing. And it is uncomfortable to be walking up to a stranger and just starting conversation. But that's something you have to do. And all these feelings, they are normal. People who are good at networking, usually good because they've done it so many times. They had to be uncomfortable so many times that it just became natural. So if you are attending a networking event soon, please don't put a lot of pressure of trying to meet everyone. or walk away with like 100 different connections. Just focus on meeting a few interesting people and having proper conversations. Conversations that actually have meaning, because you never know where this one conversation might lead. And good luck! And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe.